This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Andy.
Hey, very good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, all. Thank you. How are you all?
Very good.
Hey. So, anyone has any questions, guys, before we start? Anyone? Any questions?
Hi, this is my first day. Did you guys meet earlier?
Yeah, we had a demo session.
Okay.
We had a demo session, that's it. That was a very introduction about what DevOps is and all.
Okay, okay.
That's it. But from the subject point of view, we haven't covered anything yet.
Okay, is this the first class?
Yes, this is the first
Oh,
class.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anybody, any questions? Okay. So guys, let's get started. Like I said, before we actually get into the subject of DevOps, we need to know some Linux things, right? The basics of Linux, few concepts are very much important to actually work on DevOps. But even before we get to that point, we need to have some infrastructure to start working on Linux, right? Okay, so first we'll start with account creation. Okay, which is AWS account creation. So because everything that we do now going forward in terms of creation of your services, installing applications, or working on any of the DevOps tools, we need infrastructure, and that infrastructure we will be taking from Amazon. So Amazon is a public service cloud provider where they are giving us a free tier account for 1 year from the day of opening your account. Let's say suppose if I open my account today January 1st, so till December 31st January, I can use the services available Amazon for free of cost. I don't have to pay anything. And within that free tier limits, we will be able to do most of our practical, like 95% of our practicals can be achieved without having to pay a single dollar or single rupee to Amazon. So for that reason, we will be relying on Amazon. The other reason why we are getting into Amazon is that, and not, I don't think everybody would have the high-end configuration laptops. You can also do the same things in other clouds as well. Okay. And if you say that, you already have a good high-end configuration laptops where you can run at least 3 VMs simultaneously, then you can also do the same setup in your local laptop too. Okay, so the only reason why we are using Amazon is that, assuming not everybody will have the capacity to run 3 virtual machines simultaneously, so we are actually getting into cloud. And otherwise you will also get habituated in working with cloud when you start doing all your practicals on cloud as well. Okay, guys, so that's the reason why we are getting into AWS for all our DevOps related things. Okay, all the services that we install going forward, we will be leveraging AWS as a infrastructure for us. That's infrastructure platform for us. Is that clear? Any questions? So guys, in the initial sessions, okay, for those who are not from the technical background or those who are from different technologies, feel free to ask questions till you get comfortable. Okay, till at least we complete Linux classes. Okay, feel free to ask any questions. Okay, so that you get comfortable, because if you have questions, if you don't ask, and trust me, things will be more confusing going forward. Any question that you have
Yeah,
when I'm trying to explain things, just feel free to ask questions and get that question clarified, so that you will feel comfortable going forward.
yeah, okay, sure. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so have you all created AWS account before, or have you seen working in AWS before, guys? How many of you have accounts already?
I don't have.
Okay. Any other person?
Hi, this,
Suresh?
I do have an account, but
Sam? Okay.
I have just installed, yeah, I have just installed EC2, that's it. I've not
Okay.
done
Fine.
anything.
Okay. Good enough. Okay. Let's do one thing. Yeah. Someone is saying something?
yeah, this is Suresh. I don't have any account, even though I don't have any computer knowledge background.
Okay. So
So,
that's the reason, guys. Okay, I know there are a lot of crowd here with different backgrounds, but I'm trying to put things to such low level where everybody will be able to understand, Suresh. Okay, so no worries. We'll start with the account creation so that you understand, and you can also uh, understand the process of what we are doing, and then you can create your own account. Okay, that shouldn't be a problem.
okay,
Okay, so let's get started, guys. Let's create an AWS account. Okay, I told you the reason why we are creating account, right? We are creating AWS account just to create our applications, to install our applications and start working on it. So you don't have to install anything locally, okay, and run out of your local resources. So all you have to do, or all you have to need for opening an AWS account is an internet connection, a updated browser, okay, and is credit card or debit card. Okay, for opening the account you need these three things. Let's get started. I need a volunteer, guys, because I am already holding a couple of accounts, so Amazon won't allow me to create further accounts. If someone can volunteer, I can make you a presenter and I'll walk you through the account creation process.
Yeah, I will do that. This
Harita,
is
right?
yeah, Harita.
Okay, Harita, I'm making a presenter now.
Okay,
You should be able to share your screen.
okay,
You should get an option to share your screen.
yeah,
Yes. Now open the browser, Chrome browser or anything. Yeah. Type aws.amazon.com. So AWS is subsidiary of Amazon, guys. Okay. Yep. .com. Okay. So for the very first time, when you open, what happened? No. I think that got closed. Yes. Okay. For the very first time, when you open this account, you have this option of create a free account. Okay. Click on that.
okay.
Yes. So give your email address.
Is that okay?
Yes, looks good. Continue. Okay, so here guys, it will ask us a couple of account types. One is professional or personal. Okay, we are not creating this account for any of our organizations. We are creating it for personal reasons. Okay, just go ahead and fill those details. Your number. Okay, and then address. Okay, so here, Harita, you can actually pause your screen or close sharing and
Okay.
put your card details.
Yeah.
And after verification, you can share the screen again. Okay, you can go ahead and put your card details.
Okay.
So those who are creating simultaneously, guys, go ahead and put your details, credit card or debit card details. And if you are in India, Amazon would deduct 2 rupees. And if you are doing it outside India, they will deduct $2, I believe. $1 or $2, I'm not sure. And this amount will
Yeah, they're
be
deducting $1 actually.
okay, $1. Okay, fine. So that will be returned back to you within 3 to 5 business days.
Okay. Yeah, done.
Okay, now you can reshare your screen.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, once you are done with the payment, right, the next thing is support plan. Support is basically, it's Amazon who is going to support you as and when you need some technical help or you need some advice. Okay, so they have divided their support into four main categories, but you can see only two, three, and below you can see there is one more thing which is enterprise level support. Okay, so what are these? Basic plan is free of cost. You don't have to pay anything. Okay, it is free of cost. So just like us, whoever is getting started with Amazon and who might not need any technical support, they can actually register for basic plan. With the basic plan, you will not be able to request any technical queries, but you can reach out to them for some kind of expansion of your service limits and all. But the response time is very huge. It is 12 hours the response time. And developer plans, you're just getting started, you're started building your applications, you might need some technical help. Then in that case, you can go with developer plan and see the response time is 12 hours and they are going to charge you $29 per month. And business plan, the response time is 1 hour for any technical reasons. If you raise any technical request or you need some technical help and you raise a request, they will respond back to you in 1 hour. and they are going to charge you around $100 per month. And below, if you see the line, contact your account manager for additional information on running business and mission critical workloads on AWS. The starting bill is going to be $15,000 per month. Okay, where usually the enterprises or the organizations that they hold their enterprise accounts or production applications, they will go with the enterprise. For now, we'll go with basic plan, which is free of cost. Click on free.
Okay.
Okay, so with this now your account has been activated. So there is one step in between, guys. After you put your credit card details, it will take you to the payment gateway. Okay, and after that it will ask you for the mobile phone verification,
Yeah.
where they will send you an OTP to your mobile phone. That OTP you have to enter there. Then you will go to this support page. Okay, now say sign into console. So now we'll walk you through the Amazon account. Okay, give your email address. Okay, the password that you gave while creating an account. Okay, so now if you can see, guys, we are in Amazon console. This is how Amazon AWS cloud console would look like. Okay, and below you can see there are builder solutions. Those are like sample videos, a short 2 to 3 minutes videos or 5 minutes videos, which will talk about Amazon services at a very high level. Okay, and we'll walk you through that. But first, let's start with the services. Okay, click on all services below below the search bar. Yes. So if you see these guys, these are all the services that Amazon supports as of today. Okay, and compute, storage, database, developer tools, right? Robotics, blockchain. So not everybody is going to use all the services that you see on the screen. Okay, depending on their verticals, in the sense the kind of business they are in, depending on the solution that they are building, they will choose one among these services or couple of services among the list that you're actually viewing into. Okay, so but we'll be looking into things which are very much needed as a DevOps engineer, that you need those services will be looking into. Okay, now go top. Before we get into any of the services, let's talk about the walkthrough. Okay, on the top right, you see the support. Yes, click on support center. So when you're working in your real times or when you're in the project, okay, you are given a task of doing something, or you're trying to build something but which is not working as expected, then we will have to raise a request, guys. Okay, that's what we call case support center. What happens with this support center is that you raise a request of saying that maybe you're trying to do something and you're not able to do it for some reasons, or some service is not working as expected. Okay, as Amazon intended to work, it is not working. Then you don't have control to do it, because we are taking what infrastructure as service. So you will have to raise a request to Amazon. Say create case. Yes. So here you will choose the kind of support that you want. You see here you have billing, account and billing support, service limit increase, and technical support. Technical support is where you raise technical related issues, but since we are in the basic plan, that one is graded out. You see, unavailable under the basic support plan. Usually, if you have this enabled, you can click on that, and then you'll have a list of services there. Select whichever service that you are facing problem and describe your problem in terms of writing. And then if you have any screenshot which tells you the error and all, upload that and then submit it. then Amazon guys would reach back to you over email or the phone, depending on the communication that you have defined, and they will take a remote session if they want, and then they'll start working on resolving the issue, guys. Okay, and this one is important. Remember this: account and billing support. Click on that. So during your learning process, okay, you might get you unknowingly or unknowingly you might start using some services which are incurring some charges to you, right? Or you are being charged for some usage and you don't want to pay it, right? So Amazon has such things, click on type, click on billing, okay, categories. So you need to choose which one best suits your thing, free time. Okay, and in the subscription subject you can write that you are being charged for using a service, and then you can describe saying that, so as I'm a learner in AWS, I'm not sure about the pricing details and I have used so and so service because of which I have this much amount of dollars in my account, and please waive off. And they would respond back to that, okay, and they'll send you all the links to make a note of the charges and their billability, and then they'll waive off. Okay, you don't have to pay even amount while you're learning or using this account for next 1 year, guys. Okay, but keep that in mind. Amazon will waive off the amount, but don't do that for $1 or $2. So there are cases where students were charged around 1 lakh rupees, 1.5 lakh rupees, okay, 50,000, 30,000. During those times, we have sent a request and they have waived off. Okay. So, but be mindful when you are using services. I'll tell you how you can reduce the cost. But in case if that goes beyond whatever is your limits, maybe you can use that, avail that service of waiving off. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
You can close this now.
Sure, do they have any kind of free trial limits up to certain limit, or
Yes,
it's
we
only a
have
time period?
limits. We have the limits.
Okay. So what
Okay,
is the
I'll talk
limit for
about
that
that
free
as well.
trial?
So I can talk about that, but no, don't sign off. Scroll down. We have a cancel button then below. Just cancel it. We have a limit. I'll share you the link as well, but I'll talk about those links as and when we come across that service so that you remember them.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now this is how we raise the request, guys. Okay, click on support again on the top right. So forums, click on forums, open a new tab, right click, open new tab. So when you're working on some solutions, now let's say we are in a basic support, okay, but or you are working for on a POC project where you don't have support requests, but you need some help. So you can also post your request here in the forums. Okay, this is like a blog where you put your questions. Already the segregation is already done. Click on the kind of problem that you're having, and you put your question there. Whoever knows the answer, they'll respond back to you by the answers and all. Okay, this is one way that we always work on it. See, popular tags on the right, you can see EC2 and all, like Java development, PowerShell scripting, and these are the questions asked. This one people are available here, and mostly the Amazon account support engineers would respond to you. By the way, not the individuals. Individuals also can respond, but you would get response from Amazon itself. That is what this discussion forums are all about. Okay, go back to support, the previous tab. And next important thing is documentation, open documentation. So guys, Amazon has a beautiful documentation, okay? And they are very precise, they are point to point, and anything that you are looking for, I'm pretty sure 90% of the time you will have a solution. Let's say suppose you came across building a new service which you are not aware of or you haven't heard about that, but your manager asked you to implement the service. So the first point that you should look into is documentation. Get into Amazon documentation, choose the service that you're actually trying to implement, click on any of the service. Let's, okay, EC2, light sail, or go back, click on EC2. There you have a lot of references. Yes, click on EC2. See now, for EC2, you have documentation like user guide for Linux instances, user guide for Windows instances, API references for developers, CLI references for command line interfaces, and then API references for EC2 instances. Now you have different documentation like HTML, PDF, Kindle, GitHub. I prefer using HTML. Click on HTML, any version like or user guide for Linux. See on the left hand side, you have the topics, okay, the topics that you're going to discuss. And you see, this is what I want to highlight, the tutorials. Below best practices, you have tutorials on the left. Yes, click on it. So they give you these tutorials on all the services, guys. You are talking about some new service. Initially they will talk about what that service is all about, what are these pricings, okay, what are the best practices, and they give you a tutorial there. So that tutorial will have the step-by-step procedure of building the entire solution. Click on any of this, like say install LAMP server. LAMP is all about Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP service hosting, guys. And they have different steps here. Step 4, troubleshooting and related topics. If you scroll down, they give you the commands, prerequisites, everything in detail. Okay, you have to just follow this right from the beginning to the end. Your LAMP stack hosting is ready. Okay, and for you the code might be different, okay, the operating system might be different. You need to choose the operating system that you want and then start building it. So for everything that you want to install or do something in Amazon, the first point should be to get into the documentations. They are very, very good. And if you're learning something new, so you will have a tutorials. Okay, if you're not a good reader and you just like directly want to get into the practical things, you can open the tutorials topic and then start building right from the scratch. Got it? Okay, now go back, to the actual console, the first tab. Okay, and then click on support again. Let's see what else we have there. Okay, training and other resources. That's fine. You can leave it. Before we get into this global thing, click on your name now, the Harita. Yes, my billing dashboard. So this is a bill monitoring, guys. Okay, my billing dashboard will everyone have. You will have your own billing dashboards. Since we just started now, the dollars that you see is 0. Even if you're in India, the pricing would be in dollars, guys, and they have a conversion rate. If someone is trying to open from India, you will see a line here which is a conversion rate. Okay. So since we haven't started using any of our services, it is 0. So when you start using your services and if that service goes beyond the free tier limits, then you will have the billing here. Okay, just keep an eye on this regularly to understand what is your billing strategies, how much is being charged for you, and you will also have the forecast bill. Okay, so if you started using this service today and if it is not under free tier account, what will be the charge for next 30 days? You will have a forecast. So
Okay.
based on that, you can take the necessary steps.
Okay.
Okay. So here you have alerts and notifications. We'll talk about this alerts and notification later in the sessions.
Yeah.
Where you can get a request directly to your email. If you can say that if your bill is beyond $2, okay, send a notification. Then you will receive a notification to your email address. That we'll do it later.
Okay.
Okay, and click on your name again. And let's say my account. So this is where you can alter your account in case if you want to change your password or change your address and all. You can do it here. And currency is already selected US dollars. And these are the services that we have. Scroll down. In case after you have done your practical and then you decided to close your AWS account rather leaving it just open ends like without closing it and all, you have this option of close account. If at all you decided to where you've done all your practicals. Now you don't need this account anymore further. You can just click on this tick mark or all that applies here, and then click on close account. So when
Okay.
you do that, your account will be closed, just like your Facebook account that you close if you don't want it. And if you want, you can reopen it again.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Scroll up. And then click on that bell icon. So this is alerts. Alerts in the sense, Amazon is a global service provider, guys, and there are a lot of services. Click on view all alerts. So, they are running a data centers. I'm just trying to put the terms now, guys. Okay, data centers. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of the term data centers. If you haven't heard before, no worries. We'll discuss that in detail going forward. Okay.
Okay.
So these are all the services that you see now. Okay. Scroll down, or these are the events where Amazon had some issues and they addressed those issues and they resolved it and they closed it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say suppose you have some problem with your internet connection. What is that we do? We just raise request to internet service provider, right? Saying that your internet is not working. They'll say that we'll try to resolve it as early as possible, and they'll send an engineer and they'll work on the issues, and they say resolve, and you will get a message saying that your request has been resolved. Same thing here. This is for the global infrastructure across the globe. Whoever is using Amazon, if they had any problems on using those services, and that will show up here, and click on any of the service requests like EC2 operational issue. Click on the second one. Click anything, not a problem. Yes. Now on right, you will have the details of the error, like what has caused this error. Okay. The event date, status, is it open or still closed? In which region this has occurred? Start time and end time, and event category is an issue. And on the details, there's a tab next to details, which is affected resources. Click on it.
Which one?
On top right, details. After details, there is one more tab. Yep. So in case because of this EC2 operational issues, okay, and you are running your infrastructure in that AP Southeast 1 region, and if something has happened to your resources, those affected resources will be listed out here. Okay. So since we have just opened our account, we don't have any affected resources, but in case if we had our services running in that specific region, and because of this error, if any of your services got impacted, those impacted services would be listed out here. Okay. So if there is anything new, you will see an orange icon there, which is like new issue that has come. Okay. Click on dashboard again on the left. Okay, you can see open issues, schedule changes, other notifications from past 7 days. There is nothing running. And click on that personal health dashboard. You're not
Again.
getting it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Open new tab. Type status dot aws.amazon.com. Amazon.com. Enter. So this is a website which Amazon maintains for showcasing the details of the service and their health related issues, guys. You can see now Amazon is mainly spread across North America, South America, Europe, Asia Pacific, and Middle East. These are all the regions that we have. Okay. And you see the services on the left, there is a tick green mark, right? Green tick mark, which says that the service is operating normally. There is no issue. Slowly just scroll down. Scroll down. Go ahead. I'll tell you to stop. Slowly, but scroll down. See all of these individual services. Stop it. or running normally. But the other status you can see here, green, right? Green says informational message. In case if Amazon is doing some maintenance activity or they want to let us know something, they'll have a green tick mark. And then orange is all about service degradation. So the what is difference between service disruption and service degradation, guys? Any idea?
Disruption means maybe ending the service, and degradation means like whatever service you are using, you won't be able to use that. Some, like minimum quantity of things you'll be able to access, something like that.
Exactly. Disruption is in the sense it's down completely. We are not able to access it for some reasons. Degradation, it is working, okay, but it is not working as expected. Maybe, let's say suppose it has to support like 1,000 requests per second, but now it is not able to take more than 200 requests. That is disruption. Sorry, degradation, where service is up, but it is not working as expected. Degradation is completely down, okay. Now, so the above chart that you're seeing was today's status. Now, status history, this one below table now goes on the dates. You see December 31st, 30, 29, scroll down. If you scroll down, you should see one of these status. Yes, you see there is a green on top now. Just put your mouse there on the green dot.
Green or blue?
Blue, sorry. Go top. You see the message. Yes. Still one more. Yes, you can see the whole message now. So they give you this kind of messages. So this was happened on a service called CloudFront on date what? Maybe like around 25th, I believe. Okay, like this they'll give you informational message and all. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now go back to console again. Okay, click on your name. Let's see what else we have there. Building, and in case if you want to sign out, you can click on sign out, but we are not doing that. Okay, now if you want, now you are in this. If you want to go back to home on the left, you have this AWS symbol, right? Click on that. It will take you to the home. Yes. And now you see earlier it was showing as global. We'll discuss this in detail, guys. Go top. Between your name and support, there is a region, Ohio. Click on that. See, all of these are the regions which Amazon has set up their infrastructure, guys. But we'll discuss this in detail. Not now. Okay. Let's try. Any questions now? Anybody has any questions?
As of now, I'm good.
Okay. How about others?
I'm good too.
I'm good.
Okay. So guys, before I get into details, okay, again, for those who haven't got a chance to join the demo session and all, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay.
Okay.
And today I'll stop here as a technical thing or in terms of discussions. I will stop here for today. So you guys can actually get in and create your own accounts and be ready with whatever we are going to see next. Okay. And tomorrow I'll be talking about regions, availability zones, the AWS ecosystem, the infrastructure, shared security responsibility model is what I'm going to talk tomorrow. But before that, anyone has any questions? So since this is the first day session, I just want to interact with everyone and hopefully I want to address all the questions that you have before we actually get into the topics. That's it.
Nothing as of now.
Okay.
Shivagaru, I have one question.
You have
That
to
I
wait
don't
a little.
know about anything about Linux. We need how much we need about that?
That's a tricky question, by the way, and this applies to all. Linux is huge, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me tell you this way, a simple way just to make you understand how much we need to know. Let's say, a completely irrelevant topic to make you understand the concept. Let's say we are going to some new country, let's say Germany, right? And we are going to be there for, we want to live there. But you're new to Germany. But how much of Germany you need to know to sustain there?
Basic.
Understand my point, right? To
Yeah.
Yeah.
survive, what is needed, that is what you have to learn. Same way, Linux is huge, right? It is very, very huge. It has different certifications, by the way, different experiences. You have something where you can debug into kernel level and do it, but we don't get to that level. But how much is needed for us to survive on a day-to-day basis, right? Understanding the basic file system types, the log systems, the permissions, right? And how do you grant some permissions? How do you restrict some permissions? And then how do you start services? How do you debug those services, right? And how do you validate the process? How do you troubleshoot some basic issues is what we are going to learn. And those things we look in the classes itself. We don't have to worry.
Okay.
Okay. So I should say, survival Linux, guys. Okay. So wherever you go, those things are mandatory to be working on Linux environment. If something goes wrong, you need to know where to go and look into it. Those things you will be getting out of the sessions.
Okay.
Okay. And that we'll be learning here.
Okay.
Shiva, Anu here. Do you have any materials for that Linux so that we can go through it before starting the session?
Yes, we already have those materials. I think they will be shared with you by the coordinator organizer once you are registered. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
They'll send you a student kit, by the way, which will have all of these documentations in it available.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, Shiva, this is Chakravarti. This is not technical related. This is a career wise.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm an Oracle DBA. I think on the demo we had discussed, but I'm not still not clear on this one. So it is a DevOps is a completely, new to DBA team. As a career wise, for DBA, I don't think it will add anything to. So it will be a new stream for us. Will that be useful for us, or I would like to your inputs on this one?
Definitely, and I think you had that thing right. Looking at the career perspective down the line, next 5 years to 10 years, right? So all the traditional technologies that we are working on, be it a DBA or be it a network engineer or be it some kind of developer. So no matter what you are into, okay, now there is no way forward without the DevOps now, or without the cloud, that I should say, right? All the traditional applications from on-prem are getting into cloud, and all the development, like software development process that we actually worked traditionally, like waterfall model and all, now are getting into agile and DevOps. Okay, so without DevOps there is no way going forward. So for you now, my recommendation would be like, yes, down the line with DevOps and AWS skill set, you are in the most wanted technical skills, okay, that everybody is looking for, and you will have a better growth technically as well as in terms of compensation that you actually get.
Yeah,
And how
with
do you?
regard to compensation, we are already experienced DBS, so we reached some certain level, but we are fresher in the DevOps. So how we can, if you are looking for new job, how we can move forward in this?
Yes, so that is where this training comes into picture, right? So it's me and you who know that you are a fresher into this, okay? But when we start learning these tools, okay, we try to understand the depth of their tools and we correlate with, maybe sometimes when I'm talking about this, you might be working on DevOps already, but you might be in a small chunk. When you're working as a DBA, you might not get a chance to work with the developers, or you might not get a chance to work with the infrastructure guy. But when you are in DevOps now, you'll understand the entire flow, right from the requirement, where the requirement has come, to the entire deployment process and monitoring. You will see the entire stack. Okay. So where after learning this course, you will have some hands-on experience. Okay, I'll be giving you some project related information, like how things are going to work in the projects. It's not that, guys, every day we do a new thing, right? Once you understand the flow, and that is what we do throughout the project. When we say we are a part of project, infrastructure building is a one-time job. After that, we are in the support, right? We help developers in building those day-to-day activities, related issues, and all. So we understand the big picture of the tools, the interlink between all of these tools, and we showcase some experience. Let's say you have 6 years of experience or 7 years of experience into DBA. So your overall experience, IT experience would be 7 years, but relevant experience in DevOps can be 2 years. That's how you apply for the jobs, and that's how the job openings are. So they say that we are looking for someone who has around 8 years overall experience with relevant experience in DevOps and cloud, maybe 2.5 to 3 years. And to those jobs you apply. And when you apply for these jobs, I don't think people will touch base on your your previous experience. Since they are looking for DevOps guy, they will ask questions on DevOps and AWS. So for that, we are preparing, or we are getting into this training, and then we are getting ourselves prepared to that situation there.
Okay.
So in this training, are we going to learn DevOps with AWS or only the DevOps?
See, this is mostly concentrated on DevOps because again, AWS is all about, like, I take around 30 to 35 hours of sessions on AWS. Okay, which won't be
Okay.
possible for me to put that here in DevOps. But whatever is needed, like, the most user service, like EC2, right? We'll talk
Mhm.
about EC2. We'll talk about load balancers here. We talk about auto
Okay.
scaling. Okay, the service which
Mhm.
are needed for our DevOps tool sets to work is what we are going to discuss in AWS.
Okay.
Otherwise, we have a separate AWS session.
Okay. Okay. But DevOps with any cloud is fine, right? OpenShift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. OpenShift falls in a different category though, but yes.
Okay.
So OpenShift is all
Okay.
about a containerized solution.
Okay. Okay.
But otherwise, DevOps with any cloud platform is okay. But now
Mhm.
AWS is far ahead than any other cloud. Okay, it is easy for
Mhm.
us to look
Mhm.
into, to understand the concept. Once you understand the
Okay.
concept, you can work in any clouds. No big deal.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
So Shiva, say if I'm having a DevOps with AWS training, and is it possible for me to go to an DevOps with Azure?
Yes, 90% of the concepts are the same. Okay, see the simple difference. Let me tell you why people are talking about these things. DevOps, see now, I just shown you. Let me share my screen here. I think Harita, I think you should select my name and then you should make me a presenter. Or else, if you don't find it, you can reshare your screen. I'll tell you a link. You can open that.
I did
Yeah,
that.
I got it. I got it. Thank you. I think I've shown you this in the demo, but still, I'll reopen it. It's all about skill set. It's all about support, guys. Okay, that's where the choice of what to choose comes into picture. Option of what to choose comes into picture, by the way. So when we talk about DevOps now, DevOps includes a lot of stages, right? Version controlling, integrations, testing, and then building, and then deploying, and then monitoring. So for that, we use different tools. If you see here, in terms of integrations, we can use Jenkins, we can use CodeShip, we can use VSTS, Bamboo, and all. Okay, but you might be learning Jenkins now. Let's say suppose something has happened in Jenkins. Okay, and again something is not working as expected. Who will you reach out? You will have to have a Jenkins support for that. Okay, that's working fine. Now and then you got into infrastructure where we are talking about Docker, Kubernetes, okay, Rancher or OpenShift. Okay, let's say you're working on Docker now. Something has happened in Docker. Whom are you going to reach out? You're going to reach out to Docker for the support. And maybe Docker is working pretty fine, Jenkins is working pretty fine, but the integration is not working. Now whom will you reach out? Get my point? So when we talk about this AWS DevOps, AWS also has the entire DevOps stack where you don't have to use any of these third-party tools. Rather, you can use complete Amazon tools, and if something goes wrong, you will have one point of contact who is Amazon, who is going to support you. Getting that point? So when we
Yeah.
talk about Azure, it's the same thing. The ultimate goal for us to build the pipeline for CI/CD, continuous integrations and continuous deployment. Okay. So for this, we use various tools. Whatever the tools that you see, one of these tools will be using it. But when something goes wrong, reaching out to this individual tool supports is quite difficult. That's where the popularity of this cloud native DevOps is coming into picture. So with our DevOps course, you will be working with third-party tools, and ultimately you will have the idea of how the CI/CD pipeline works. When you get into Azure, it's all drag and drop. All you have to do is that build CI/CD pipeline, and you are done. Got it? Yes. After
Okay.
learning this, you are pretty much good, and you are good enough to get into Azure DevOps and start working on it. No big deal.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions, guys?
Shiva, this is Mahesh. So in this process, do we care only the developer's code or else the QA's code as well?
So neither development nor the QA is our motto here, guys. Okay. Our motto is to understand CI/CD process. Let me tell you why. So when we talk about developers, right now, today you are in a project where you're working on Java. Tomorrow you might be working on Python. Day after tomorrow you might be, or some other project you might be working on a complete different coding language. Do you think you can cope up with all of this? Okay, so the understand the point here. When we say DevOps engineer, you are not into support or you are not into development. We are into the support of building CI/CD pipeline. We are infrastructure guys there where we are building CI/CD pipelines. Okay, so the QA team is separate, the development team is separate, but we are going to work along with them to understand and build the CI/CD process.
Okay.
Okay, so we are not becoming a QA guys, or neither we are becoming a developer guys. Okay, and neither you have to go and learn a development here. We are not learning any development, we are not doing any QA here. The whole point of CA or CI/CD is to integrate with these teams and build a flawless CI/CD pipeline. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, if something goes wrong at QA, let's say suppose you have automated the process of QA, by the way, and if something goes wrong, you have got nothing to do there. All you have to do is that let the QA team notify that, or tell them that your QA or quality analysis, some functionality is not working as expected, please look into this. That's it. And that respective team will start working on it and resolving it. That's it. We will not be doing
Okay.
those.
Shivagaru, are you going to cover this DevOps admin also?
Yes,
Okay.
it
Shiva,
is more of
what
an
tools?
yeah.
Yes. What tools you are going to cover in detail, and what tools you will be covering as a normal highlight?
uh See, like I said, in detail, I think I already written those tools. Let me put those things there in
Yeah.
my notepad. Yes, if you see here, these are the tools that we'll be working. I mean, the entire curriculum is this.
So in depth, you are going to explain all the from the
Yes.
all the. Okay. So 2 months is okay for this. You are, because these are 10 tools.
Mm. Yes,
Okay.
that should be fine. Good enough.
Okay.
What is the duration?
Like it will take around 7 to 8 weeks, minimum 6 weeks, 6 to 8
Okay.
weeks in between.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any, I mean, any Facebook group or any WhatsApp group to discuss these things?
So we'll have this, what is that? I'm not. It's a good one. There is a channel, okay, where we can talk about that Slack channel we have.
Okay.
Okay, I'll share you the links, and we all can join there, and you can start discussing things there. Do
One
you have
more
a slide?
question. What is this Prometheus? Is it a configuration tool?
No. These are monitoring tools.
Okay. Okay. I like New Relic.
Yes, a New Relic, Big
Okay.
Data, Watchdog.
Okay.
Do we need any scripting language for this, Shivagan?
For this, we don't need it, but having a scripting knowledge is added advantage as a DevOps engineer. And that's where the choice comes into picture, whether you want to learn a Python scripting or you want to do a shell scripting.
Okay.
Okay. But we'll be talking about the shell scripting. When we talk about Linux, I'll
Mhm.
talk about shell scripting. I'll cover that.
Mm.
Any more questions, guys?
No.
All good?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Okay. So for tomorrow, get ready with your accounts, guys. Okay. And tomorrow we'll talk about the global infrastructure layout of Amazon. Okay. And we'll talk about regions and all. And from there, we'll get into service called EC2. And after that, we'll get into Linux concepts. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I wish you all a very
Yeah.
happy new year. Okay.
Wish you
And
the
Thank
same.
you.
Thank you. Same
have a
to
good
you.
day. See you
Good
all
to speak
tomorrow.
to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.